What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Spurs Philosophy. Today we will be discussing the NBA, let me get this right, NBA Cup Group B, Game 2, Oklahoma City versus San Antonio Spurs. Try saying that one time fast. Anyway, we'll be discussing some of the game features today, highlights, injury highlights, I should say, other game notes and whatnot. So, starting right off the bat, before I share some stats, Chet Holmgren will be out, of course, with his hip injury. Shout out to Chet. I know that he is a prominent young player in this league, so I hope that his recovery is quick and just a good one because he's needed in the NBA. Isaiah Joe is also out with 9 points per game, and I believe in 21 minutes per game. So shout out to Isaiah Joe for I hope I'm getting that right for your contributions. I haven't really been watching the Thunder too much. I do know that they're 11-3. I do know that they're coming in off of a loss to, I believe, the Mavericks, and it was a close one. So you can fact check me on that. It's a late night. So anyway. Of course, some other things about the Thunder. They are 11-3 at the top of the West. Let me get that real quick for you. Yeah, so they are second in the West. Wow, surprisingly, the Warriors are 10-2. So the Thunder are really. Let me get this all ready for you guys. The Thunder are really making some moves as they have these past few years with their young crew. Again, this is all pretty much without Chet Holmgren as he went down pretty early in the year, or at least a couple of weeks ago, which was probably 5 or 6 games ago. So anyway, right now we have, West, we have the Warriors and then the Thunder right under at 11-3. So at a 1-game losing streak, 7-3 last 10. So playing good ball. This game is away and they're playing well on the road. So we'll have to see just what they bring and they will probably bring their A game, and that is a tough team to beat when they're on. Meanwhile, the Spurs are 6-8, on a 2-game losing streak. Some tough losses to the Mavericks, which was pretty much over in the third quarter, and then the Lakers, which was a really tough one. I feel really not bad, but I feel for Mitch Johnson on that one because that was a tough one with the NBA Cup first game and everything. So. Anyway, got to shake off the losses. Fast forward to today's matchup or tomorrow's matchup with the Oklahoma City Thunder. It is game 2 of, again, the NBA Western Group B NBA Cup tournament. So the Spurs are 6-8 against and then they're playing the Thunder tomorrow. So looking at the Thunder, again, with Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Joe, we're not going to really go too much into them. We kind of talked about them. So looking at the Spurs, some highlights. Really, just if you guys haven't known, the offensive points per game is 109, and the league rank is 24th. And if I'm reading this correctly, the projection is that we're not really getting better offensively. Now I know Wemby is scoring a lot of points, and he's really expanding his offensive game. But as we know, basketball is it's a 5-man game, and then of course you have your bench people that need to fill those roles. So. We really need points. I think Devin coming back and really getting his groove will contribute to that. But our offensive game at times can be pretty stagnant, and Wemby is usually the one who ignites. Of course, we have players who can do that same thing, but it just hasn't been happening lately. But on the positive note, 5th in the league in defense, which I heard about a week or two ago. So really maintaining our spot at the top of the league. Amongst the top of the league in defense, so holding players to a pretty decent average, or at least 5th in the NBA. So we really want to focus on doing what we're doing well, which is defense, and of course limiting turnovers. That number right there, 20 turnovers per game, or I'm sorry, 20th in the league in turnovers at 15.8 per game. That is tough. You definitely want to try to get that under 10, but that's probably not realistic right now. So maybe at least even to 12. That could be 6 to 8 points that really turns the game around for a team. So, but moving the ball well, of course, I'd like that to be maybe a little bit higher as we have been in leagues in years past. But of course, it's early in the season with a lot of new players. For the Spurs, we are without Wemby. We are without Jeremy Sohan. At least Wemby's doubtful, I believe. News about him hitting knees with Anthony Davis on Friday night. Of course, the Spurs being the Spurs, and any logical person really, you don't want to aggravate something that might already be tweaked. So rest is going to be better for him than not. But other than that, a full roster definitely, depending on Stephon Castle and Trey Jones to hold Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But you can't really do that. Shai is going to get his numbers. He is really, really dominating the league right now. So if we look at Shai, 28.5 points per game, 6.3 assists, and I'm assuming 5.3 rebounds. So he's just doing it all, and those numbers are only going to go up, in my opinion. A lot of that's without Chet. And then, of course, he has Jalen Williams, who can really hurt the Spurs. He seems to be a Spurs killer already. So anyway, we're going to hope the best for the game. I think the Spurs are going to be at home. They're going to want to get that first NBA Cup win. So I really do think they're going to give the Thunder a good game. And if we can, slip out that last few points, we'll win. So I'm very confident that we will. I think Wemby not being there will affect the game. But I think what the Spurs have, they had a couple of games last year where Wemby wouldn't play, and they played well. So let's hope that continues. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate the support in this. Anything that you guys want to share, or anything that you feel you would like to discuss or have me talk about, please comment down below. Like, subscribe. It just takes a few seconds, and just keep watching, because it's not all about the Spurs, but go Spurs go. Peace.